Hey guys, it's the Mad Master here, doing another video. And the subject of this video is are the musical genres of djent and dubstep. So I'm asked what I think about these genres sometimes, and it's kind of my honest opinion. So I'm into a lot of people that know me know that I'm into a lot of different types of music, a lot of different types of rock and metal, and even some electronic music. So beginning with djent. So what I think of djent is that there are a number of bands in the last 10 years or so that have kind of come about and kind of taken this genre of, well, it's basically taken from the band Meshuggah from the 90s and kind of taken it in different directions, but kind of having that one singular thing that kind of makes them all similar. And I think that could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. I think there's a few bands I like. There's a band that's local, The Fine Constant, that has some djent influences, and then there's Animals as Leaders, and there's a few periphery songs or albums I like. But the thing I have a problem with are some of the clean vocals, because they sound kind of like a little bit radio rock, from more modern times a little bit. I just don't like that kind of shit. Fucking whatever it's supposed to sound like, post grunge, or I don't know what it is, post metalcore. So I'm not really a fan of that part of it, but the other parts I do like. But a lot of it kind of takes one style and kind of just throws in other shit, and it's just like this one novelty part that makes it that style of music. It's like Morse code metal, as people call it sometimes. It's like, okay, well, in progressive metal, there's all sorts of different bands. I mean, fucking, let's say like Leprous or like Fate's Warning or Dream Theater or Symphony X. None of those guys sound the same, really. But this djent thing always has to have that chug fucking fart metal fucking Morse code kind of shit going on. So as fart metal is because it's tune solo. Like, case in point, there's this thing on YouTube of this guy trying out all these amps. I think he's from Periphery, and he's just, oh yeah, I'm trying out this amp and trying out that amp. It's like he's only playing, most of the stuff he plays during the demonstration of these amps is like, it's like, oh, I can really tell the difference in tone from those amps, dude. It's like you're playing the same fart notes every time, the dropped fucking Z guitar. I know it's not dropped usually, it's just like an 8-string or whatever the fuck, but that's the thing that kind of bothers me about that. And it kind of relates to the dubstep thing, because back in the 90s, I know people might disagree with me, but there were a lot of techno or electronic or whatever groups doing a lot of different stuff, and then there was the other underground which had like 50 different styles of techno, or whatever you want to call it, electronic dance music, intelligent dance music. I don't fucking care. But anyways, the thing is you had like there was trance, there was jungle, there was gabber, there was fucking house, there was acid, there was just all sorts of shit. And I'm not saying that there's nothing like that now in the underground, or no new styles have come out, but the problem is like when people talk about bro step or dubstep, it's always like that one fucking, I mean, it's sort of like a fart. It's just like mixed with fucking poppy kind of electronic stuff. And it's like, ugh. How is that a progression beyond what like Aphex was doing 20 years ago? I'm not talking about like the really underground or actually innovative parts of that style of music, or even talking about back to djent. It's like, okay, let's take one style from a band that was like, kind of revolutionary in the metal scene 15-20 years ago, and just stretch it out to the limit. Same with dubstep. It's like that one sound, or at least that beat, because it's a snare on the, I can't remember, but it's just like people are talking about like talk about how I'm so 80s, and fucking people talk about cock rock and shit like that. It's like, well, what's fucking dated? What does that mean? Ripping off Meshuggah for 50 years? Fuck you. I'll do whatever the fuck I want. I'll listen to whatever the fuck I want. So I mean, I'm just saying, nothing's new under the sun, as they say. There's just different styles. I mean, there hasn't really been anything like death metal mixed with polka, like other than, well, yeah, there's a few things that are like that, but like no like one genre that's all death metal mixed with polka all the time. Dolka, fucking, there hasn't been there hasn't actually been completely new musical styles. I mean, what I'm trying to say is that there is uncharted territory to explore. There's no denying that. But with like some of these new genres of music, like or newer subgenres of subgenres of subgenres of subgenres of subgenres. Ugh! Fuck. I don't know. It's just stupid. I just don't like all this fucking, compartmentalization and shit. It's just like, I mean, really, you can't really, there's this band. I was just thinking about that because this band Skinny Puppy is going to be playing probably, or in a couple months near where I live, and they did this project Download, and it's like with the more poppy dubstep stuff, like Skrillex or whatever. It's like it has nothing on Download. Like the first Download album is one of the most fucked up, craziest albums I've ever heard, and that's from like '99 or wait, I don't even remember, '97, right after Skinny Puppy first broke up and shit. It's like, holy shit, it's like, okay, so you think a musical progression would be like the most craziest thing out there, but that's not the point, is it? But it's like people that are saying there's no musical progression in playing the same 80s stuff or power metal. So I had this guy fucking trying to, talk to my, he was possibly going to try out for my band, and he's like, I'm like, who's your favorite drummer? Max Cavalera. I'm like, fucking retarded, first of all. He said his favorite band is Arcturus. So he started saying, okay, did have an accent that sounds bad, but he's a fucking asshole. I deserve to make fun of this fuck. So he's like, I have the right to. And he's like, I don't want to play that old power metal stuff. It's like, well, Max Cavalera started out before most of the power metal bands in Sepultura. What do you want to play? Fucking Djent, technical death, cyber fucking fart metal with, drop 20 string guitars or some shit. I just don't get where the fuck how people can say, well, it's all been, they could say simultaneously retro is bad or retro is good or something's not progressed or something is progressing. It's like, who gives a fuck? Play what you want to play. Listen to what you want to listen to. I've been listening to a lot of 80s AOR shit lately. I mean, I won't lie. I've been listening to like bands like this band Dare from England. They were the former keyboardist of Thin Lizzy was in it, and or is in it, and he sings and stuff. And I've been listening to like Magnum, which is an old band, sort of semi-prog, semi-AOR, kind of hybrid fusion of that stuff. I've been listening to a lot of different stuff like that, and it's like, and some retro wave stuff, which people were like, someone said, oh, the reason why people like that stuff is just for nostalgia. Fuck you. I just don't like a lot of the fucking new electronic stuff. I like the synthesizers they use in retrowave. I like the sounds of retrowave. I like a lot of that shit. It's not just because of fucking nostalgia. I wasn't listening to that shit. That was shit my sister listened to, sort of, some of that stuff. Like, I mean, I didn't like that shit back then when I was growing up. Now I do. It's not nostalgia. It's just the keyboards and the sounds of the atmosphere I like. So fuck you. Anybody that criticizes music for not progressing, but then they fucking worship 15, 20-year-old Meshuggah riffs can go fuck themselves. And same with something that, other electronic artists have pioneered and playing that same one sound over and over again to shreds. It's fucking stupid, okay? So eat my shit, suck my dick, and fuck off if you criticize me for liking a lot of 80s stuff and not sounding modern, whatever the fuck that sounds like. There's plenty of Canadian technical death metal and American technical death metal, European technical metal that I like, that's miles beyond just Meshuggah worship. So fuck off, lick my nuts, and here's a Blue Murder shirt. It's cock rock. Fuck you.